so I can look at you. I have been really working on ChatGPT. And it's kind of been like making sure that I'm using the tool in the right way. I know we talked last week, it may have been last week or the week before, that a lot of you were saying that you were struggling with the prompts and how to know what exactly to ask it. And, I keep using the same prompts over and over again because I'm writing pretty specific marketing material for myself right now. And I bought a tool that you guys probably have seen me promoting right now. And if you have, I highly recommend that you grab it. I'm going to give you the link for it. Linda just said that it saved her. So you were using Jasper, right, Linda? So what did you say? Saved you $97 a month? That is huge. I'm trying to find the link, guys.
I'll do it. You go ahead.
Okay. So anyway, I started testing, and I'm going to actually show you the back end of this because I never in a million years would have thought to create my prompts this way. And I've been testing emails using the content that I've been creating, and I've got some fairly interesting results. And you guys know I love to share data, and I am going to share this data with you. So Dad's putting the link to the tool in there, but it's called ChatZign. And if y'all have been around for any time, it's the same company that developed Uzign. And they're a great little social media graphics kind of tool, and they've been around forever. And so I knew that this was going to be a good tool when they released this. And I started messing around with it. Let me go here and create a new campaign. So the funny thing is, I'm using their tool to write marketing material to sell their tool as an affiliate marketer. And so it's been a little bit funny to kind of watch the process. But what you do with this is you start a new campaign and you enter all this information in, and let's just put testing here for a sample, and I'll show you the one that I did. This is ChatZign. And let me just put ChatGPT prompts. All right, so you put in here your niche, and so I just put digital marketers, and small business owners. And no, I put that was there, and this was here.
Yeah, you have digital markets, not digital marketers.
Digital marketers. And so what I liked about this is the part that was so kind of cool to me, was when I got down to here, to the style. And so first off, look at all the different people that it gives you an option to pick that you want to write in their style. And so I've been testing styles, I've been testing both styles and tone. So let me just I'm going to pick Donald Miller. So the tone, this has been funny for me to work with on the tone. And so what I've been working on is, when I first started the campaign, I wanted it to be persuasive. And so that was the first one I chose. So my first set of emails went out as a persuasive tone. Then my second set of emails, I chose to go out as an urgent tone, because this product launch closes today. And so now I just sent an email right before this call, and I did it in a witty tone. And so all I'm doing is testing right now. So I'm going to actually show you some of the results of this, because I'm learning a lot. And this is, and this has been funny. And I will say, so Nigel asked, do you need the pro version or stick with the off the shelf? So I'm showing you the straight front end version right here. I will tell you that the pro version does give you a direct integration with ChatGPT. And so you actually work in the platform using the ChatGPT API. So that is like the kind of the big difference there. So what I did was, you can see I started here And I've been upgraded to ChatGPT 4. It was only limited, so I'm not sure if all of you will see this yet or not. I think they're only offering it to a certain number of the plus users right now. But you can see what I did when I built my campaign over here. Let me just pick somebody. Let me create it. And then what happens is you open up your actual little campaign that you've started, and then you select what you're working on. So I said I was working on email. So I went ahead and copied my.
Wait, you just unclicked it.
Oh, sorry. I went ahead and then I came down here to what my email type is. So this was going to be a promotional email that I was working on, and we wanted to write it. Now, this particular one I was testing with Jim Edwards, our fellow NAMS instructor. And I was so proud that he made it on the list of voices that you could use. So I went ahead and copied this to my clipboard. And when I jumped in here, this is what it came up with. So this was my very first one. I'm actually going to kind of walk you through the way I did this. So this is the one I started like 2 days ago. So here it is.
Let's just be clear. Sorry, 1 second. Let's just be clear. This is the part that you copied.
Mm-hmm.
And because this is what the prompt gave you.
Yeah, this is what the prompt gave me here. And I opened up my ChatGPT and I copied it. Now, this little trick right here is something I never understood, or I didn't know, really. So it's got everything here. This campaign is called, I'm in the marketing. Do you understand what my campaign is about? That's the first prompt, to make sure that ChatGPT understands, and it repeats it back to you. So then my next one was write an email about about GPT-Zine and why it's so important to use prompts when writing your marketing materials in ChatGPT. So this particular one, I was using the voice of Rachel Peterson. So this was my first test. So here we are. It's given me, an email. And I was like, okay, I can take some stuff out of this. And so then I did it again, and I told it that I wanted my writing to be confident. So do you understand what my campaign is about? And then I had it, after I did it again, I told it to write a promotional email in the style of Ryan Dice with an urgent tone. And so this one I actually used yesterday. And so I want to show you the results of this, because I am converting right now on this affiliate offer at almost 25% to sales. I didn't start promoting it. Today is Thursday. I didn't start promoting it until Tuesday night, and I am now in the top 4 of a like $7,000 contest. And my emails, but the conversion in my OTOs and everything are incredible. So I wanted to show you kind of the process of what I did. So I didn't take this email right as it was and just write it this way and then just like copy and paste and put it in there. What I used was the bullet points. And let's see, I used a little bit of this as well. And so then I did a whole nother kind of campaign so that I could write another one and see what it was just giving me back. I wanted to see if it was giving me different ideas under each of the tones or each of the people, or if it was going to regurgitate the same exact information over and over again. And it's not. It's actually giving me different angles or different language for each of those angles. And so let's see, what's this one? This is Jim Edwards. And this is the one I just sent out. So now write an email using the above information, noting that the promotion for this product launch ends today. So here we go. And, this was super cheese. Like if I sent this to you, you guys would know that this was so not me that wrote this, right? So
it is so Jim Edwards.
It is so Jim Edwards, but it is not me. And so you have to be really careful about picking through some of the copy when you're trying to write in the tone of a specific person, but it really kind of helps, I think, to kind of get a little bit of the hype, but a lot of the emotional and the power words that really help these people to be good marketers. And so let's see here. I wrote this one. So this was Jim Edwards. And then I did another one. So I said, write like Amy Porterfield. And I want it to be witty. Well, this one was like even cheesier, but I actually used a lot of this one in my email. Marketing maestros and business superstars. So I used this entire sentence right here, but I used it after I told a bit of a story. And ready for a little secret? I did not leave all of the let's get witty with it kind of stuff. I mean, that's pretty cheesy, right? But I did use like this wit whiz content, this right here. I used this, but I just rewrote it just a little bit to make it not cheesy. I used raise the engagement roof. I actually used this word for word, that particular bullet point. And wit on tap. One of the things I did do, and like with the word wit, is I used fun in a lot of places. And so let's see, let's get serious. I did use that. So now let me actually just show you some of the results on these emails. And so this was my very first one. And one of the things that I realized was, see if these have actually changed. So this one went out to 18,416 people. So my open rate on this was almost 17%. My clicks weren't as good as my normal click-through rates are. I normally am at about the 10% click-through rate. This was more about 5%. But what I realized as I've been writing this campaign is it's not really about the total number of clicks, because when I looked at my conversion rates, the click-through, okay, so people aren't interested. They're either not interested in ChatGPT, or they're just tired of hearing about it, or they don't need this product anymore. And so that's okay that my click-through rates were low on this, because the people who did click are converting really high. So the front end is converting at 24%, almost 25. OTO1 is converting at almost 25. The order bump, this is the one that I thought was crazy. So I've had 67 front end sales, and I've had, wait, where is the order bump? Here it is. 39 order bumps. And it's because I talk specifically about the order bumps in the funnel in the email. So let's go over here and let me show this to you. And let me answer this really question. So Pat, just check your email because they're all in the email at the very bottom in the PS. It tells you exactly what each one is. So what I did, Cheryl. Yeah. So what I did, Cheryl, was I used the prompts that I generated over here in the ChatGPT software, and I just transferred them over into ChatGPT to start using the prompts. And there's another part of this which I don't have open, which is essentially a list of like 1,000 additional questions and prompts that you can ask. And so I've been using those as well. I haven't used those for these emails. I've just been using the tool to help me actually pull my tone, tell me, like who my customer is and all that kind of good stuff. And it saves all of my campaigns over here. And then let me see if my, nope, it's not over here. My actual prompts that I bought are just like a little downloadable file. But so let's look though. So this was my first email. And first off, this is also, I don't ever use the subject lines that they provide me in ChatGPT. I run these subject lines through my headline analyzer, and this one scored like an 89. And so, it got a good open rate on that. So this was the first one that I wrote in the voice of Rachel Peterson. Let's see. So this is just a resend, and I just do a resend typically to any unopens to see if I can get extra opens. So this was the same exact email. So then this is the one that was the Ryan Dice version. And so again, my click rates weren't great here, but my conversion rates are really high to the product, which is what was really important to me, is to make sure that I was driving high conversions on a product that people specifically wanted. Now, you can see when I used in the prompt over here, let me get back up here to the urgent one. Yeah, okay, this is the one I wrote from yesterday with Ryan Dice using the urgency. And so now I did take a little bit of the subject line. I didn't use the whole subject line, but I used the time sensitive part in there, and you can see time sensitive. Oh, actually, I did use that one. It must have scored really high when I did that. So, but look, here are my bullet points that I pulled from ChatGPT, and I actually added this last one because I really felt like this was a big deal. And then I made a huge mistake. I made like the worst marketing mistake ever. Dad, I haven't told you this. When I did the first email, I didn't say anything about the upsells. All I said in the PS was, GPT-Zine is by the developers of Uzine. I know everybody knows who they are. They've been around forever. Here's the number one thing I think you should grab. And I just pushed the order bump in the cart. I didn't say anything else about the actual upsells. And of course, like you guys always do, everybody revolted and sent 9 million tickets into the support desk asking me what the funnel was. And so on the second email that I sent out, I went ahead and did a full outline of the entire funnel. And so
I want to say something about this.
Yeah.
People don't do this because it seems counterintuitive. I think we're probably, I mean, you guys could probably tell me better than I can tell you, but I think we're probably one of the very few marketers who do the upsells in the PS when we do a promotion, because it just seems to be a good service to me to do that for the people on your list. What am I going to look at? And what are you going to recommend? And what are the, I mean, we tell people not to buy parts of the funnel.
You can see, look, I said
sometimes.
right here, it's probably not.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's important to do that from a trust perspective, but this makes us more money than it's Jennifer, it's a big mistake not to do that. You're right. But it makes us more money than anything else because you are just clear, open, transparent. That's really important.
Yep. And, you know, it's going through and, you know, and I mean, and here's the thing, I didn't need this entire funnel and I wasn't going to buy the entire funnel. I did buy the first couple things in the funnel, but I also know these guys. And so I was able to get in and take a look at it though, so that I could really give you a honest opinion. And you can say, I mean, you can see, I said, maybe you need this. And, you know, no, you probably don't. And it's because I also know the people on our list. And so, you know, the other thing that was real important here was I said, if you were to grab the front end, the order bump, and one or two of these other OTOs, it probably just makes more sense to grab the whole bundle. And so, you know, it gives me an opportunity to monetize this in an additional way. And so my point in showing you guys all this is I wanted you to see how I'm using the tool, that I'm recommending right now to everybody, to write content about their own product to be able to sell it as an affiliate marketer. And, you know, this is, again, we always talk about eating our own dog food kind of thing. And this is it. This is me using the tool to show you and really showing you the power, but also being able to show you the importance of testing. And this teaches me a lot. One of the things Dad and I were talking about, so I just sent this one right before we got on the call. So it had 58 clicks. And you know what? Yeah, I get opt-outs. Okay. I mean, you know, it used to be that I would call dad and like be crying, on my desk if we got 4 opt-outs. And now if people don't want to be on the list, then that's fine. They're not on the list. So this one so far has got some pretty decent open rates because it's closing tonight. And we try to use that scarcity here because it's real and the discount does go away. But you're going to see in this one, for example, this was the one I used. This is the Amy Porterfield one that I used. And so I wrote this whole top section myself. And I saw the big live thing that ChatGPT that they did yesterday about the ChatGPT 4. And so, what it is allowing people to do when you get into it. I mean, what was the limit, Dad? 500 words now?
Yeah. Well, no, now it's 50,000.
Or 50,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, they're taking off a lot of limits. You could write an entire book in here if you wanted to at this point. So the new tool is pretty cool. So I kind of prefaced the email with that. What I did was here's, look, niche research, product research, all this. Well, where do you think I got that from? I got that from right here. Look at the things that it's asking me, what kind of product, what's the project that I want to work on? Well, I got all that stuff and I added it to the email because this is how I was selling the content. And so then down here, this is where I started. Remember that? Ready for a little secret? This was Amy Porterfield and this was her tone. And so this is the part that I'm testing. And you can see I took out the get witty with it, those kind of things, and replaced it with language that was a little more of my own, but I still used a general, I used that one word for word, raise the engagement roof. Well, look at this. Since we've been on this call, I've moved up from number 4 to number 3 in this prize contest. In the running, I've done $6,000 in sales.
Wow.
From using, can you believe that? And it's all from using this tool to write the emails here to make the sales here. And being really, well, look at that. I just made a sale, $99, $19, $29, $29. And so I want you to just see how you can use this if you're using it the right way to be able to write your marketing material. So go ahead, Dad.
So I want to kind of close out with this. You guys have seen Posto Plan, ChatGPT, this GPT design, and the comments that we were getting in the chat was, I want your VA. I want to be able to get this many things done. And we've always been very focused on productivity, getting as much done as possible with as little effort as possible. And when you have the right tools and you learn the right tools, that's the reason we do Simple Click Tracker. That's the reason we do Simple Affiliate Tools, which is going to launch in 2 weeks. That's the reason we do all these other things. It's because it's all about getting as much accomplished as you possibly can without having to write everything. And so when Jennifer's showing you this GPT design stuff, and the reason this relates to what we were talking about, there, she's showing you this GPT design stuff. My first reaction, and it's always been a bad reaction, is, but it's not me. It's not me doing the original work. It's not me doing the sitting down and the writing word by word. And I see this objection all over Facebook from people who aren't getting as much done. The key is to get as much done and then modify. Because what Jen showed you is how she's modifying each of those emails to be more her. But what she's doing is using other inputs to get even better emails. What was the thing that you did with Neil? Sorry?
Neil Napier?
Yeah. You wrote emails for that, for his webinar. And because you were using ChatGPT to help with that as well, and you were converting at 40%, and you called me belly aching about 40% because we usually get 80 or 90. And Neil called you and wanted to steal the emails because you were the highest converting person. And it's because you were dragging out detail that nobody else was doing. It was taking a little bit of effort from as many inputs as you could get and form it for and really structuring that into a valuable information story. And it's all about sharing information.
All right, perfect.